When you when you want this CD, I'll give it to you.
Yes.
So you don't bring it up back. Over here. Coming to the WhatsApp. This is all the back.
You're live, yeah.
I have to take this seat. Come help him out. Help him out. The CDs. Put him down. Take him out.
But if Darren, because he's busy, can you check the feed from your side?
You took all out?
Yeah.
Your copy for me, please. Yes. Give them to a plan.
Two different models.
Yes. Yes.
Two different, that's good. Lots of different subjects. You don't get to make it what happened. So it's one workshop with a break.
I don't know.
9 of volume 6. 9 of volume
So 19 and 9 is now 20. But I have to take this also. Five. If your brothers and sisters, if your family members are not here, if they're at home and they would like to join us live on Facebook or WhatsApp, you can ask them to go to Facebook. They may not be able to go to WhatsApp if I don't have them on WhatsApp, but they can go to Facebook, Satish Prakash, and you'll see it live. This is it here. This is live. So we want to make a call, they can join us. I'm waiting.
Put it down.
Namaste, everyone.
I'll do it later.
Ever since we have opened this mandir, the Arya Samaj, the Arya Samaj flower has been in existence since 1989, 1990. And it started as all mandirs do down here, where it's a few families going from house to house to house and holding celebrations and making sure that the spirit and the teachings of the Ved are here. And ever since 1989, we've built and we've built and we've built, and the community here has supported us. And 3 years ago, we were so blessed to be able to afford this beautiful mandir. And since then, we have managed to bring a lot of unity to the community. We've had a lot of services here. We have Mother's Day, Father's Day, and many other celebrations in between. And every time we make a call, people respond, and they come out in numbers to support us. So we're very blessed with that as we go through. But all of this, as we go through, we always try to bring something different to the Samaj. And today we're very blessed to finally have Acharya, Dr. Satish Prakash, join us today. And as my introduction will probably pale in comparison to the personal connection that each one of you have with him. But as you know, he was born in 1953, and he has taken the message of Swami Dayananda and the Vedas to every corner of the globe. If you follow him on Facebook or WhatsApp, you'll see that he's visited every continent, and it's amazing that in every continent there is an Arya Samaj. There's an Arya Samaj group, whether it's a small group or a large group, but it's there. I was recently in Zanzibar. There's an Arya Samaj mandir in Zanzibar, of all the places that one wouldn't expect. So, without further ado, I would like to turn proceedings over to Dr. Satish Prakash. And for everyone here, for this Samaj, this is a momentous occasion. So thank you for being here. Namaste.
Namaste, everybody.
Namaste.
Namaste, everybody.
Namaste.
Bauji, can I ask, can you all see the screen from where you are? You can? Before we make any initial remarks, I would like to ask all of us, let's pray to God and ask God for a good intellect and good feelings in our heart, that whatever is given out today in terms of faith will be received well. We now have an outside audience. People, I can't say all over the world, not yet, we just went online, but there's an online audience. So I'm asking all of you watching online and all of you here physically in what's the name of this place? Fort Lauderdale. All of you kindly clasp your palms. Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yad Bhadram Tanna Asuva Om Hiranya Garbha Samavartatagre Bhutasya Jatah Patireka Asit Sadadhara Prithivim Dhyamutema Tasmai Devaya Vishavideva Om Agnetaya Supataraye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasma Juranamenu सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Again, namaste everybody, and I'm extremely pleased to be here in the midst of all of you wonderful people. I recognize many souls who are here who came originally from New York, and some I may not recognize, but very many of you I do recognize, and I'm very happy to see. I know Bhai and Bahin came all the way from Orlando. Some other people came from different parts, and we are here to talk about Ved. And before we do, I must tell you that the scriptures of all religions, Christianity, Bible, Islam, Quran, Judaism, Torah, the Buddhist scriptures, the Dhammapadam, Baha'i, I don't know what their main book is, but all the books of the world have been given a chance to work for humanity, more so the Bible, and to a lesser extent the Quran, but more so the Bible. And we still see a world filled with tension, sometimes fear, sometimes insecurity. And unfortunately, the Ved hasn't really been given a chance. Even though people all over the world have heard of Ved, some of the greatest admirers of the Ved were born in Europe, in Germany and in England and in other European countries. Perhaps not South America, I'm not sure, but in Europe and in Asia, and even in Africa, because of the Arya Samaj being there, as Bayan told you. And other continents, people know of Ved, and people have heard about Ved, but unfortunately people haven't had a chance to delve into Ved. When our great Guruji, Professor Bhaskaranand, and before him Pandit Ayodhya Prasad, when they came to British Guyana, Trinidad, Suriname, and those countries, they talked extensively of Ved. And the third principle of the Arya Samaj says reading and teaching Ved is a paramount duty of all mankind. And when we would say that about 15 or so years ago, people would challenge me and say, well, could you give us Ved to read? Because it's in Sanskrit, of course, and it's been translated into Hindi. But we don't have an English format of the Ved that we can study and we can teach. May I have a copy of your book, Priya, the Ved? Give me a copy of your book. I'll give it back to you in a minute. But fortunately for us, we now have the Ved. And I'm not going to claim any personal credit here. This book belongs to all mankind. We wouldn't claim any credit, not because we wrote it. Notice I'm saying we wrote it. It means we claim credit. The credit goes to Rishi Dayanand Saraswati, because his notes have been extensively consulted in preparing this. So this is Rishi Dayanand's book. And but we now have 2 volumes of this book. There's a green color cover, volume 1, and there is this purple color cover, volume 2, that's now available. Volume 1 is practically done. Everything has been sold out, and volume 2 is nearing that end too. So we have a few copies here, but we can now read Ved. And this book we'll be studying today, and I selected some mantras from here, and I put it on screen, and you will watch it, and you'll get a chance to consult and read the book here. So take it back from me, Priya. So brothers and sisters, we now have Ved to study. We can no longer say, well, we don't have Ved in a format that we can relate to. Point number 1. Point number 2. Why is it important that we study Ved? And I need to focus on this a little bit so we can create a perspective. Why is it important for us to study Ved? And the simple reason why it's important is that That was the knowledge that God gave. Listen carefully. When the world was created and the mountains and rivers and trees and snakes and animals and everybody was there, everything was created, the skies and everything was there. Then the last thing to have been created was human beings. And human beings came through what we call the asexual process of creation, meaning there was no mom and dad involved. They were born. How they were born, that's a topic for another occasion. But they were born, and they were born big, and they were born with heightened intelligence. And when they were born, the very next thing that God did to these grown human beings with heightened intelligence, He revealed His knowledge, called Vedic knowledge, called Ved, in 4 parts to 4 rishis, Agni, Vayu, Aditya, and Angiras. You'll find that in the introduction to this book. He gave His knowledge. He revealed, as it were, through an intuitive process. He gave this knowledge to the 4 rishis who were of heightened intelligence, who grasped the knowledge, who understood the knowledge, and who passed the knowledge down to that current generation and to later generations through the oral method of communication, meaning mouth to ear and mouth to ear, because remember, writing was not yet invented. So through oral communication, from mouth to ear, this message came to be passed down. And people understood Vedas the way you and I understand the New York Times. We open the Times and we read President Trump has dismissed the FBI director. Now, I don't need a dictionary to find out who is a director. I know what a director is. I don't need a dictionary to find out what dismiss means, because I know what dismiss means. So the way you and I would read a newspaper and understand instantaneously, the same way people then understood Agnimire purohitam yajyasya deva mritvijam hotaram ratnadhatamam. People understood. That's the first mantra of the first Ved, the Rig Ved, the very first mantra. And when they chanted it, when teacher chanted it for student to hear, and then he became a teacher and he chanted it for his students to hear, and it passed down from generation to generation, people naturally understood Vedas. But with the passage of time, when language started to change in terms of meaning, and that happens in all languages, what a word would mean 50 years ago, there's a slight change in that word 50 years later. And when the rishis saw that, they thought that they had to write interpretive works to preserve the meaning of the Vedas. So, when we see a word gavya, would all of you please put your palms and say gavya? Say gavya. Gavya is made up of 2 constituents, gav and ya. Ya means that which comes, and gav means and gav means cow. So look how this works. Answer it. And look how this works. That which comes from the cow. When people started to eat beef, then they understood gavya to mean beef, because beef is what comes from the cow. If you go to Europe and you tell somebody, I'm looking for something that comes from the cow, they say, oh, you're looking for beef. But if you go to India and you say, I'm looking for something that comes from the cow, oh, you're looking for milk. Some people may say, oh, you're looking for leather. It depends on the background from which you come. That's the meaning you see. So when Veda says, offer gavya, at one time people said, oh, this means offer beef. And so animals were slaughtered and offered unto the Havan fire. because that's what Ved said. That's what Ved says. And with the passage of time, I'll even say this, some very serious obscenities came to be associated with Ved. Children are here, but most of you must have heard the word Ashwamedh, the horse, so-called horse sacrifice. And one mantra of the Yajurveda came to be associated. This is a little not nice, but I need to tell you, because if somebody hadn't focused on this, Rishdian. The queen and the Ashwamedh was performed only by royalty, by kings and queens, especially when they wanted children. And when in the Ashwamedh, the horse sacrifice, they would kill the horse. Pardon me. The queen would lie next to the horse and engage in a certain act which your mind can conceive of. And at that time they would chant, Gananam tva ganapatim havamahe priyanam tva priyapatim havam, one of the mantras of the Yajurveda. And when Rishi Dayanand just came out from his guru's ashram in 1860s, and he saw how Yajurveda mantra Gananam tva ganapatim came to be associated with obscenities, then he resolved, I need to write a commentary on the Ved. I need to write a commentary on the Ved, because Ved was revealed based on our understanding of history 1.9 billion years ago. I'm going to put it down. This is a very fantastic figure. And you will ask me, why is that so hard to accept? Well, Shri Ram lived 18 million years ago. 18 billion years ago. The Ved, mankind first came on earth 1.9 billion years ago. And when you study archaeology, it's not a very fantastic figure. It's fantastic now as laymen, as we sit here. What? 1.9 billion years? Well, yes, that's what's written. And unless we have evidence to the contrary, we don't have enough basis to refute this figure. But that's not what I want to focus on. But it was revealed, and with the passage of time, and 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 the passage of time, many undesirable trends and belief systems came to be associated with Ved. And it took a rishi of approximately 150-60 years ago, of the name of Rishi Dayanand Saraswati, who came and said, Ved is the fount of all knowledge. And when we say all knowledge, we mean all knowledge, including physics. I would bring up a mantra just to give you an understanding as to the scientific knowledge contained in Ved. In fact, let me tell you now, before I go into today's topic, and please ask me for it to show it to you when I'm done, when we have a break. Look at this. For the generation of water, in fact, let me bring it up. Let me just not say it. Let me bring it up. Here it is. I have quoted this all over India. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, when I read this mantra, I was dumbstricken. Look at this. This is from volume 1, which is all sold out. We only have volume 2 now, but let me show you this. Look at this. And I will ask you to help me read it. I will even ask you to help me read it. Would all of you please begin, I make use of. Loud and clear, if you can help me, please. Those two words are not there in the mantra. Hydrogen and oxygen are English words. They are not in the mantra. But look what's happening. Continue, hydrogen. Against which other elements are measured. The word for measure. The word for a gas that is a measurer is there in the mantra. Continue. It is That word is there too. Pure energy, lightest element, pure energy. Continue. The word for associate is there too. Continue. We finished talking about hydrogen, which is not mentioned, but we'll now talk about oxygen. Continue. Oxygen is a gas that is embraced by all living beings. Is there in the mantra. Continue. That's also there in the mantra. Continue. Accomplish the task of generating. That's there too. Let me show it to you. This isn't one of my mantras that I want to focus on, but I want to let you know that Ved contains even scientific knowledge, chemistry and physics, and mathematics and medicine. And you know why? You might ask why? These are all modern sciences. Mankind needed to turn the wheel of human civilization. And they have needed to understand since then the whole phenomenon of cosmic rays, solar rays. They needed to deal with solar rays. They need to deal with lunar rays. They needed to understand the interaction between sun and moon. They need to understand. It took Galileo, if I'm not mistaken, to say that the earth is not flat but it is round. They knew it long time ago. These Vedic people knew it long time ago. But with the passage of time, Vedic knowledge got lost. And it would appear to us that it was the West that discovered all of this. And India, which was once the international center of all knowledge, that whole legacy got erased, especially with the Mahabharata war being fought. When Rishidayanand recounted history, he said all the scientists, rishis, were killed as a result of that war. This is it. Mitram, that which measures, that which is an associate, Putadakshan, that which is light substance of pure energy, Varunam, that which is embraced by all, Rishadasan, that which devours enemies, and here base metals, Sadhanta, Dhyam, Kritachim, that these two gases together accomplish what? Dhyam, the task, Avishtas, Kritachim, of shedding and generating water. And it took a Dayanand Saraswati to come to prove this. And he said, challenge me which word I'm telling you which is incorrect. So this book really is not my book. Yes, I studied some grammar and some etymology, but I went deeply into the interpretive notes of Rishi Dayanand Saraswati contained in classical Sanskrit. And classical Sanskrit it was that he used to explain the archaic, old, ancient Vedic Sanskrit. Classical Sanskrit is more easily understandable. So, when Rishidayanand established the Arya Samaj, he made it an obligation. He said, say it with me, Ved is the fount of all true knowledge. And that being so, reading and teaching Ved is the paramount duty of all people who want to be nobly inclined. Alish and others are here. Very good. Very good. Have a seat. Very happy. They all came from Orlando.
You all
very,
come
very
up.
nice.
Everybody come up a little bit.
Very nice.
One
Very
second.
So, you know, in Arya Samaj, and let me say something, I don't want to sound partisan, thank you. I don't want to sound partisan. Gita is a great text. Gita is a great text, but you can't understand Bhagavad Gita unless you read Ved. Ramayana is a great text, but you cannot understand Ramayana unless you know the measuring standard that we call Ved. So I'm asking President Anand Rampat, if he's anywhere around, to ensure that these four walls of this building open up your windows and allow the breezes from all directions to come. But let them not knock you off your feet while you stand here. Let your commitment to Ved and to that Rishi over there. We mustn't call him Swami. There are many Swamis all over India. There are many Rishis. always refer to him as the rishis of the Vedas. I'll tell you one thing more before we start on our topic. When he was dictating the commentary, translation and commentary in the Veda, and many times, human as he was, he used to be stopped. Many times he couldn't understand. And he had his scribes and writers here, and he would go to the back room. He said, wait here a minute, I'll be back. And he would go to the back room and he would sit in deep meditation. Some people saw him uplifted, lifted up off the ground, which is a whole different story. And after a while, he would come back with a beautiful smile, a sweet smile on his face, and he would say, continue writing now. Unfortunately, he didn't complete the entire Rig Veda of 10 chapters. He only finished 7.5, but he did the entire Yajur Veda. And I'm asking you all, as much as you love Havan, which is important to love, I'm asking you to propagate Veda. The Veda is now available in a format that you can read. 2 volumes are out, and the 3rd volume will be published very soon. We're working on it. And the layout of the book is such that there is a mantra for each day of the year. So the 3 volumes have come together and bring together 365 mantras. The 4 Vedas contain 20,000 mantras. Nobody, including me, nobody will read 20,000 mantras. It's too many. We borrowed, I must admit, we borrowed from our Christian brothers their strategy of condensing it all and making it readable. The Bible is translated into 57 languages of the world, including tribal languages. And missionaries all over, Christian missionaries are all over the world converting. But we don't have Hindu missionaries. We have pandits, but we don't have missionaries. And that's one of the saddest things about Arya Samaj, because Arya Samaj is not a religion. It was meant to be a very proactive society to promulgate the knowledge of the Veda. But after the age of Professor Bhaskaran and Pandit Usharput and the other missionaries before them, the Arya Samaj doesn't have missionaries. Unfortunately, if they do come from India, they can't communicate with English-speaking peoples. If out of this seminar today, which will now begin in a moment, if one person can say, I'm willing to go where Pandit Raj and Mrs. Raj went to in India, and I'm willing to spend a year that I can understand a few intricacies about Sanskrit and Vedas. Dr. Satish, if you can help me and go with me and travel with me and set me up, I'm willing to do that. Right now, a lawyer, a retired lawyer from Edmonton, Alberta, is ready to travel to go Pandit Raj to a place called Chotipura where Pandit Raj went, and ask him about his experience. It was quite pleasant. So with that introduction, I will now challenge you. Is there an extra copy of the Veda? Lend a copy to me, please. I'll give it back to you because I have to account for this.
Here, Lana, use mine.
No, you need yours. You was okay. All right, I have one, but I have. All right. Now, brothers and sisters, may I now invite you to open up your book. Open up your Veda book, and would you go to? Let me show you how this works. Let me show you how this works. We are looking at Rig Veda 8:93:5. Let me see if you can help me find 8:93:5. Anybody can find it without me telling you?
Page 300.
Page 300. 8:93:5. It means the 8th mandal, the 93 section of the mandal, and the 5th mantra. Page 300. If you want a copy, is available in back. If you want a copy. I'll wait for those who want a copy. By the way, these books cost $20 a piece, and they're the Gurukul books. If you're borrowing it for now and you plan to keep it, would you please give the Samaj $20? If you can give the Samaj $20, it will be very nice because they have to be accounted for. This is the second volume. This purple covered book is the second volume. The first volume is done. They don't have any more copies. And I would strongly advise you, even this is moving in that direction, because Gurukul is the only one that publishes in Arya Samaj, and we have to save money for the next book coming up, so we can't keep publishing all the time. If Anand Rampat of Fort Lauderdale wants to publish, you can sign an agreement with the Gurukul, they'll release the rights to you, that's if you want to, but we're limited in our funds too, all right? All right, now, one thing more I'll tell you. Quickly, anybody else wants to get a book? I'll give you half a minute and then we'll continue. Is that Bhakti Hall? Is that him? Namaste, I'm very happy to see you. Couldn't recognize. Namaste. Tell me who you are, please.
It's okay, everybody knows me here.
Oh, a master. Oh, namaste, from Rhode Island. You still live there. Namaste, namaste. I'm very happy. I'll talk to you in a minute. Very good, very good. Thank you. I'm so happy today. Wow, very, very nice. We all talk together at Seaburg. Very good. We'll talk later. Thank you. Now, one thing more about Veda mantras. They're all in meters. Let me tell you one thing more. Look at this, everybody. Look at this, everybody. Look at this. The Vedic rishis were perfect poets. They knew metrification and versification very well. Watch this. Vishwani Deva Savita. Anybody can tell me how many syllables? I'll go again. Vishwani Deva Savita. How many? 8. 3 and 3, 6 and 2, 8. Watch this now. Duritani Parasova. How many? 8. What is now? Yad Bhadram Tanna Asova. How many? Your foreparents who were rishis were not idle prattlers. Why do I choose that word? Because Max Mother said, these Hindus, D-O-O-S, he was mocking at us. These Hindus have come from a very uneducated past. These langot wearers, meaning a piece of loincloth. These people have no standard. Britain should come and take over British India and modernize it. He was sent by the Education Secretary of India to come to India and make the Hindus understand they are nobody. But it was Dayan and Saraswati who told him, among one thing, you get me a better versifier, a metrifier, and a better poet than the ancient rishis. Well, look at this other one. Watch this. You know this mantra. Agane Naya Sopatharaye Asman. How many? 3 and 3, 6 and 3, 9 and 2, 11. Look again. Agane Naya Sopatharaye Asman. 11. Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan. 11. Yuyodhyasmad Johoranamino. Bhuyishtante nama uktim vidhema. 11. Not 1 meter this way, not 1 syllable this way, not 1 syllable this way. The rishis, whose background you and I have come from, were perfect poets. Now let's go to our first mantra. Yadva pravriddha satpate namara iti manyase. Yadva pravriddha satpate namara iti manyase. Uto tat satyamittava. Uto tat satyamittava. Uto tat satyamittava. Literally it means, when a soul reaches heights. I'm presenting today a majority of spiritually inclined mantras. I won't go into science. The Westerners developed that well. So I'm not a scientist, but I'll tell you something about you and your God. I'll tell you something about you, yourself, you, your other living creatures, and you and your God, and you and your world. It's a triangle. You're here, the world is there, and God is there. What's my relationship with the world? What's my relationship with God? What's His relationship with me? What's their relationship with me? If you and I can understand this world wouldn't have tension problems, interrelationship-based problems. We wouldn't have. Because I know that he is basically a soul, and I am a soul, and my intelligence is not as high as his. So when I do something below his standard, he must show tolerance and understanding that this person is not up to my level, but I can look down to him and I can give him a helping hand, and I can encourage him to rise. That person will look at me and smile and say, "Thank you, Bhai Satish," as opposed to telling him, "Pardon me, you stupid fool, don't you understand that's not the way to do it?" And when I tell him like that, I kill his sense of esteem. In addition to which I make an enemy. But if I say, "Bhaiji, this is not the way to make it karhi. Come, let me show you another way. Or your way is one way. Let me show you another way. And you will tell me whether it's a better way." And when the karhi comes out and it tastes good and it's not burnt, the person will smile at you and say, "Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for showing me another way, which is a better way." And we have two people who were never friends, who are now friends. So if you can put your hand like this, David, Bhai Puran Bhanji and Bhai Tihalji, we are all teachers. Can you put your hand like this, everybody? Make a triangle. Make a triangle. Go back again. Make a triangle. And put your hand here and say me. Say I. Say I.
I.
The world.
I.
The world.
The world.
And God.
And God.
That's all there is in this world. You, the world filled with beings living and lifeless, and God. How do I approach them? So here it is. Watch this. Yadva pravriddha satpate. And by the way, this is very easy to read. In fact, I would say easier than the Devanagari Hindi script. Yadva pravriddha satpate namaraiti manyase uto tat satyamittava uto tat satyamittava uto tat satyamittava. Can you read for me, everybody, when we practice?
We ultimately arrive at the high door, and we become masters of truth. We then realize that we shall never die.
Say that again.
We then realize that we shall never die.
One more time.
We then realize that we shall never die.
And by extension, what do we mean? That
We are
inherently
immortal.
immortal. And such an acknowledgement of ours
Amongst the truth.
amongst the truth. The ultimate truth is you do not die. The real you do not die. Other things will. This book can fall in fire and its form can change. And if I understand that the nature of this book in terms of paper is perishable, when it does perish, I do not cry. The other day I had a $150 kurta, and I wore it in New York, and Adish was there, and Adish had a bowl of dal, and coming in my direction and talking to somebody, and I'm coming from this direction, thinking that Adish will navigate himself away from me, and Adish's bowl of dal spilled on my kurta, and I got so angry, I was ready to slap the living daylight out of him. And I even said, "You meaning you fool." You know why I reacted that way? Because I felt that his kurta will last forever. If I know in my heart the other day, my new pants, a piece of sparkle from the how on fire came and settled on my pants, and it gave it a hole. Brand new. But if I know that the nature of this is perishable and this cloth will one day fizzle out, I would laugh and say it is only expressing its inherent nature, which is to die. But even when I get diabetes and I get depression and I get a stroke and I get this and I get that, this body too, its nature is to die. But the real me will never die. Read it one more time and we continue. When we practice spiritual disciplines, Havan, Sandhya, Bhajan, meeting people, sharing food among the hungry, feeding and clothing people who need, those are all spiritual disciplines. Begin everybody, when we practice spiritual discipline, we begin. Watch me, you come out and you extricate yourself from the world of matter and all the emotional turbulence it generates. And you rise, and you rise. You're now rising spiritually. And you enter into the world of the soul. But you don't stop there. And you rise, and you rise, and you rise, and you enter into the world of God. From here to here. But you don't stop there. And you go there. Read again. When we practice spiritual, we begin to. And then what happens? And we become. And then what happens further? Read that one more time.
We then realize that we shall never die.
Continue.
That we are inherently immortal.
And finally,
such an acknowledgement
of ours amounts to truth. I will pause for a minute. I'll take a sip and then we continue. Just a quick question. Anybody likes it? So far we just started. Anybody likes it? If you do, raise your hand. If you like it so far, raise your hand. Very good. God bless you. God bless you. We'll now continue. Can you read the heading for me, please?
Slothful people who lose their precious.
And what does slothful mean? I'm not testing you. When you say slothful, what do you mean? Lazy. Hey, Arish. Yes, my son. Look, your backyard filled with grass. Oh, let it be. You're going to have mice. Oh, look into that. Not until the municipality comes and issues him a ticket of violation, then Adesh realizes he needs to mow his lawn. Adesh is slothful. And this mantra says, slothful people lose their precious freedom. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Ved is the fount of all true knowledge. Reading and teaching Ved is the paramount duty of all mankind. Ya Indra Sasti Avrato Anushvapan Adevayuhu. Ya Indra. By the way, this is available at 897.3. Let me see who can help me.
304.
Oh, you all have the hand. Oh, very good. Bhai Gurus. Who said that?
304.
Oh, very good. Very good, Bhaiji. I'll find out who you are. 897.3, page 304. Very good. I'm referring you to the pages, so when you go home, you can now do an in-depth study. Ya Indra Sasti Avrato Anushvapana Devayuhu Swayh Shaevair Mumurat Poshyam Raim Sanutarthehi Tam Tataha Sanutarthehi Tam Tataha. There is a word-for-word translation available in the book, but I wouldn't focus on that because I would like to make much out of this. Read for me, everybody. Supreme Lord Indra.
Supreme Lord Indra.
Say Indra.
Indra.
Say Agni.
Agni.
Say Vayu.
Vayu.
Say Varuna.
Varuna.
These are all names of God. based on his different qualities and functions. Let me give you an example. Right now, Satish is a lecturer. Why? Because he's lecturing. But after this, Satish will pick up all these sheets. He's a sheet picker-upper. Why? Because he's picking up sheets. He's not lecturing at that time. And then, what he's going to do, he's going to take a broom and he's going to start sweep. Satish the sweeper. Why? Because he's now sweeping. And then, when he comes out, he drives his Mercedes. Satish the driver. Based on the function you execute, that is the name that you get. So God has his one real and own name, which is Om, but he has countless secondary names. Indra, Mitra, Varuna, Agni, this, that, based on qualities and functions. So begin everybody, Supreme Lord Indra.
Supreme Lord.
I need your voice. Supreme Lord Indra.
Supreme Lord.
Very good voice. Continue.
There are some people who are
Careless and fail to establish goals.
for themselves.
Agree, yes or no? Yes, read it again. There are some people who are careless and fail to establish goals for themselves. Continue. While living slothfully. Hey, cut your grass. Not today. When? Next week. Next week come. Hey, cut your grass. No, not today. I don't feel like. So what you doing? Oh, I'm resting, man. Oh, I have to go out. Oh, I'm going to a party. Hey, cut your grass. Well, you know I have a wedding to attend. No goals. No focus. And a degree of sloth. Sloth in mind. Read for me. While living slothfully.
While living slothfully,
Uh-huh.
they pay no attention to godly values.
Monday, we gotta go fishing. Monday, very soon New York, very soon the summer is gonna come to an end and we can't go fishing. The water will be cold and some parts will be ice. So let me go fishing. Next year, Monday, Next year, Monday, The following year, a stroke. Monday, while living slothfully, they pay no attention to godly values. No how and book. You all have the how. Oh yes, we have it in our shelf. Do you read it? Not really. Why? I don't have the motivation. While living God slothfully, they pay no attention to godly values. They live in response to their senses only. They see and they run. They hear and they run. They smell and they run. They taste and they run. They live in response to their senses only. Such people, read for everybody, such people end up destroying their precious wealth, their freedom, through their own vicious. Sometimes fate can chide you. The way a doctor, when you have appendicitis or when you have diabetes, and he chides you. Wow, what have you been eating? What did you do? And he chides you. Not because he hates you, but he wants to bring you to a certain path. Veda does the same thing. Such people end up destroying their precious wealth, their freedom, through their own, what kind of ways? Vicious ways. And now here's the prayer. Oh God, Indra, say that. Oh God, Indra. You're not condemning just such people die will burn in the fire of eternal damnation. You're not condemning them. You're asking for something good to happen to them. Read what that good is. Begin everybody. Oh God, Indra.
Oh God,
Indra. Hear that voice. Oh God, Indra.
Oh God, Indra. These such people live in sloth.
Not kill them. I don't want to I don't want to participate in this debate, but don't take this off because they made a mistake. This doesn't deserve to be taken off. All they need is a corrective measure. Oh, mankind, go out there and with love and understanding and sweetness in your voice, win over those who are not helping their own selves. They're not helping themselves. One last time you read and we move on. Begin again, loud and clear. Supreme Lord Indra.
Supreme Lord Indra. While living softly, they pay no attention to God around.
Don't lose your voice.
They live in response to sentence only. Such people end up destroying their precious wealth, their freedom, with their own vicious ways. O God, keep such people away from sloth and indolence.
What are we talking about now?
Weak-minded people.
Which people are we talking about?
Weak-minded
What
people.
do they do among a number of things?
Abandon faith.
We're not talking about the book here. I'm talking about wisdom. They abandon wisdom. So let's find out how we chant it. I love this mantra and I'm going to challenge somebody to chant it for me. Vacho vidam vacham udirayantim. Again. Vacho vidam vacham udirayantim. Can you say that? Vacho vidam vacham udirayantim. Listen. Vishwabhir dhibhir upatishtamanam devim devebhyah paryeyushingam amavritta martyo dabhrachetaha amavritta martyo. Last word? I'll do it again and I'll cue you. Ama vritta martyo. Last word? Dabrachetaha. And where is this from? Rig Ved 1:8, 16. Tell me the page. 3:10. Let's find out what it. I love this. I remember when we were doing this. I don't want to say I. When we were doing this, how I truly liked it. Read for me, everybody. I am V. Loud and clear.
I am V.
Wisdom is speaking now. I am V. Say that, everybody.
I am V.
And
I am divine.
meaning I came from God. Divine meaning I came from God. Read again. I am.
I am V. I am divine.
And that being so, what are some of my special qualities? I know, let me hear that.
I know
Eloquent speech. And
I cause others to speak eloquently.
isn't that wonderful? You know eloquent speech, but you don't keep it to yourself. You pass it on to others, and they too begin to speak eloquently. Read again. I know
I know
eloquent speech. And
I cause others to speak eloquently.
now watch this now. Surrounded by every kind of theory and action plan. Look at the combination there. Theory. If it remains theory, is useless. If it graduates to the level of an action plan, it becomes productive. 1. 2. If there is an action plan not motivated and guided by theory, that action plan is misguided. Read again, everybody. Surrounded by every kind of theory and action plan. What do?
I serve those who adore me.
Those people who read me, I serve them. Those people who read me, I serve them. Meaning I give them ideas. Continue, everybody. I reach out.
I reach out to scholarly minds from all directions.
Wisdom is such. It inspires you from all directions. Continue. Unfortunately, people of limited understanding reject, abandon, or even harm me. Wisdom speaking. Read it to yourself for a moment, brothers and sisters. At one point, I'll open up the floor for a few questions, but not all kinds of questions, only based on this. Because remember, I don't know everything. I only have limited knowledge. May we continue? Yes, no, may we continue?
Yes.
Okay, now let's go. Anybody can tell me what we're talking about now? What are we talking about?
4 oceans.
4 oceans. What are we talking about?
4 oceans.
I can't hear you. What are we talking about?
The 4
Are we
oceans.
getting tired? Should we pause? Are we getting tired?
No.
Okay, very good. Now, New York people, when I talk to them, they answer me. I know you all don't like me that much, so you all are talking to me, but I'd love if you all can talk to me. What are we talking about, Asha and Priya? 4 oceans. Look how this mantra is beautiful. Oh my goodness, look at this mantra, how beautiful it is. And a simple thought, if you look at the meaning below each jet black line, you'd see that the meaning is quite simple and even rather simplistic. But look how it evolves into beautiful meanings. All it says, let the 4 oceans filled with riches for us from all sides flow with thousands of riches. Let the 4 oceans filled with riches flow from all directions unto us. But we will develop this further. Arya samudrans chaturo. Chaturo means 4. Samudra means oceans. Arya samudrans chaturo asmabhyam soma vishwatah apavasva sahasrinah apavasva sahasrinah apavasva sahasrinah. Those people may be asking where the workshop is. I asked them to call my mama. So all of us, let's read this. All of us. And I'll tell you what 4 oceans we're talking about. Read this, everybody, for me, please, and lend me your sweet voice. O Soma.
O Soma.
Soma is another of God. Soma is another name of God. Begin. O Soma.
O Soma.
Continue.
The Lord who pours all kinds of riches.
That's the meaning of Soma. Read again. O Soma.
O Soma.
Continue.
The Lord who pours all kinds of riches.
What are we asking for?
Let the 4 oceans.
I'm not hearing everybody. Let the
4 oceans. Filled with thousands of riches. Flow for our benefit.
From all that. Now we will first identify what the 4 oceans are, and then I'll take you into the book to see how we can develop it. Number 1, what's the first set of 4 oceans? I can't hear you. The 4 ocean-like Vedas. Number 2, the 4 ocean-like aims in human life. Number 3, the 4 ocean-like stages of life. Number 4, the 4 ocean-like classes of life. Number 5, the 4 ocean-like approaches to other human beings. Number 6, the 4 ocean-like internal organs. And finally, you say it, number 7.
The 4 ocean-like periods of
Now,
life.
here I'm going to refer you to go to the book. Help me with the page, please. We will all need to look in the book. If we don't have one, can we peek into our neighbor's book? What page is it? 320. Very good. Well, first of all, can you tell me why are oceans important for human civilization and human society? It's right there. Why are oceans important for human beings? Imagine you live in a land and there are no waterways, no lakes, no ponds, no oceans. Why are oceans important for us human beings? Can't hear you. Temperature. It absorbs heat. Right, okay, very good. What else? They carry vital water. Okay, what else?
Nourish the earth.
Nourish the earth. Okay, I'm not sure whether that's totally true with its salt water, but we'll accept it. What else? Drainage, excellent. You dump all your stuff into the Demerara River. All your garbage you dump in there. And you do it when people don't see. Because, okay, you dump your garbage. We're not supporting that, but we're accepting it for now. What else? I posted a barrel with the songbook Apne Geet, 300 songbooks, and I sent the barrel off and I paid $150. And after 3 weeks, the barrel will reach Joshua. How? Water transport, ships, transport, oceans. But there's one thing that's very specific about the ocean. Well, before we come to water cycle.
Control with the moon.
That too, but more other than that. I see every time I go sit on the Iflat sea wall, me and Bahai Hall, we sit there and we see something with the water. East Coast doesn't have it. Only where I live, West Coast have it. And it goes like this. People from Windsor Forest see it. The waves, one wave merges into another wave. And they merge into yet another wave. And they merge into another wave. Let's continue. I want you to read with me, everybody. And when you go home, watch. Every time I've done this seminar, people tell me they like this mantra more than the other mantras. Can you read with me? Talking of oceans, this current mantra goes beyond, I'm looking at halfway down the page, after 1 to 6, and I want you to read with me, lend me your voice. Talking of oceans, this current vague mantra goes beyond physical oceans and makes mention of, missing a word off there, makes mention of 4 other kinds of oceans and the rich blessings they pour. These oceans are, and we went through them 1 to 7, but let's take the first one, the 4 ocean-like Vedas. Read with me, everybody. The 4 Vedas are Rig, Yajur, Sam, and the Thal. In ocean-like manner, what happened? Okay, are you there? Flowing us with rich knowledge that includes natural, social, environmental, formal language, and life sciences. Continue. As long as these Vedas are studied and taught, they remain alive and they continue to inform the human mind. So what do? We ask God? We ask God to allow these 4 oceans of knowledge to keep flowing from all sides for our continued benefit. The first set of oceans, the 4 ocean-like Vedas. Look at the second one now. Doc, can you read for me and help me to save my voice? Bauji, you have the book there? Okay. Give my brother a book at the back there. Is it? Okay. Bauji, Dada, read for me, please, the number 2, if you can help me. Or Bauji, you want to read?
The 4 ocean-like aims in human life.
What are they?
They're called virtue, wealth, enjoyment, and liberation.
In Hindi, how do we call them?
Dharma, artha, kama, and
Focus, everybody. Yes, Bauji, continue when?
when these 4 aims keep flowing through our life in ocean-like manner, we follow a fixed pattern.
What happens to us? We follow a fixed pattern. Continue.
That is, we cultivate virtue in our life. We earn wealth based on virtue. We enjoy that wealth. And from virtuous enjoyment, we move on to liberating ourselves from shackles of ignorance. On the other hand, life becomes stagnated when these aims no longer motivate us, and we have no fixed pattern to follow.
That's what we're talking about. When the 4 oceans, Narad, when the 4 oceans don't flow in us, look at the last line. When the 4 oceans of virtue, wealth, enjoyment, and liberation, they don't flow in us, what happens to us, Narad, the last statement?
We lose structure and life becomes disorganized.
Okay, that you summarize it well. But read what we have there. Life becomes Second line from the top of page 321. Life becomes stagnated. Continue reading for us. Read now. Life becomes.
Life becomes stagnated when these aims no longer motivate us and we have no fixed pattern to follow.
Read that, everybody. Life becomes. Read that, everybody. Life becomes stagnated when these aims no longer motivate us and we have no fixed pattern to follow. In a moment, we'll go to 3, and I'm looking for a volunteer reader. Can somebody read for me? Yes, your name, tell me your name, daughter. Sarika. Would you?
Lilana,
With the mic, yes, with the mic, of course. Read for me number 3. We're talking of which other 4 oceans?
The 4 ocean-like stages of life.
Continue. Very nice. You read well. Continue.
These are student, married, retired, and renowned stages.
Called
Brahmacharya, Grihas, Vanprastha, and Sannyas.
So what's the value of these? Keep talking to us.
When followed, they bring order to our efforts and help us establish priorities.
Stop for a minute. Now, I know Narad, my son, very well. Stand up, Narad, let him see you. When Narad was in Form 4, student, I'm going to say certain things, but don't laugh and don't feel I'm being facetious. Narad, put your palms like this and be sorry for what you did. When he was in Form 4, he started following a young lady. When he was a student, while he was a student, he started living a married life. And when he got married to the young lady, the first baby came. You know what he said to the young lady? You stay at home and I'll go work. And when I come home, you go work and I'll watch the baby. If Narad had waited, got his degree, bachelor's, master's, then got married, then Narad would have finished his student life and done with it. Didn't have to go to college again. And Narad would have focused on taking care of his wife and child. And she would have focused on taking care of her husband and child. But Narad broke the pattern. Read again, Betty. Sit, Narad. I'm sorry to take liberties on you. Read again.
They flow from
When followed.
When followed, they bring order to our efforts.
Read it again, and read it with life. When followed.
When followed, they bring order to our efforts and help us establish priorities.
I want all of you to read that. When followed.
When followed, they bring order to our efforts and help us establish priorities.
Continue, Betty.
They flow from one to the other in systematic, wave-like manner.
Can you know I used to be a high school teacher. Can you, Mal, have a seat. Can you do this for me, everybody? Say systematic. You don't find one wave jumping from here and going there what Narad did. Narad was in a student life and jumped into married life without any systematic approach. Read for me, say everybody systematic. Say wave-like manner. Read that statement again, Sarika. They flow.
They flow from one to the other in systematic, wave-like manner. When these ocean-like stages do not flow through us, we lose structure and life becomes disorganized, random, and haphazard.
Read that last statement again, Sarika. This is crucial to what we're talking about.
When these ocean-like stages do not flow through us, we lose structure and life becomes disorganized, random, and haphazard.
Anybody agrees with this statement? Raise your hand if you do. If you agree with this statement, if you don't agree, don't raise your hand. If you do not agree, do not raise your hand. But Shanji, you agree with this? Okay, very good. Now I want a volunteer reader to do number 4. I want a volunteer reader to do number 4. If I read all the time, I'm going to get tired. A volunteer reader, 2-4. Are you going to read for us, daughter? Yeah, read for us. Tell me your name, please.
My name is Arya.
I like the way y'all are dressed in this month. They're very nice. What name did you say you are?
Surya.
How you spell that?
Surya.
Okay, Surya. Very good. Surya. Very good. Read for me number 4.
The 4 ocean-like classes of life.
Read it one more time.
The 4 ocean-like classes of life.
You read well. Continue.
Thank you. These are the intellectual, law enforcement, business, and civil service classes.
Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Read it again. These are?
These are the intellectual, law enforcement, business, and civil service classes. They organize human workforce into a composite, interrelated system.
You need to read that one more time.
They organize human workforce into a composite, interrelated system. No one class can function without the other.
Can teachers work without floor sweepers? Can teachers in a school operate without the janitorial staff, people who sweep the floor? Answer me. Can teachers work without floor sweepers?
No.
If they leave the classroom today and come back tomorrow and find it nasty, would they want to teach? No. So teachers need the shooter class. Headmaster Puran Banji, when you were deputy headmaster at Zeeburg, I'm not talking about Headmaster Tihal yet, were your floors swept clean?
Very much so, sir.
And when you came and supposing your janitorial staff got sick and they didn't sweep, what happens to your mind the next day?
Oh, you don't feel clean in any way.
So Brahmins
Be very sad about it.
yes, yeah, but Brahmins need Shudras, isn't that so? Brahmins need Shudras. Look at this now. Brahmins are the head and Shudras are the feet. Can the head operate without the 2 feet? No. So Brahmins need Shudras. Shudras are not low people. They just execute a function. Nobody is born low. One of the reasons for the Arya Samaj is to make everybody understand Surya, that all humanity is equal. So go back again, Surya. Do you mind if I call you Surya?
Sure.
Oh, very nice. You're a nice child. Are your parents here, Surya? Where are your parents? Are they here?
Yes.
Raise hand from. Oh, very, very nice. Very nice. I see the interest you take in your children, and I like the way they dress. Read again for me. They organize. Second line. They organize.
They organize human workforce into a composite, interrelated system.
Continue.
No one class can function without the other. They complement and strengthen each other. Society witnesses chaos when they are independent of or adversarial to each other.
Read the last statement again.
Society witnesses chaos when they are independent of or adversarial to each other.
Oh, Surya, what grade are you in at school?
I'm in 7th grade.
Your reading level is quite tremendous. Give her a round of applause, everybody. Are you dressed this way to come to this Monday every week when you come?
Yes. Yes, I do.
She's teaching him Raj.
Stand up, let me see you, if you don't mind.
My grandfather, you were just talking to.
Who is your grandfather?
Teacher him Raj.
Oh, my poor man, that's your Nana or your Aja?
Aja.
Oh, give her another round of applause. Did you know your Aja was my deputy headmaster?
Now I do.
Well, then you need to join me on WhatsApp and receive my posts every day. Okay, very nice. Are you her sister?
Yeah.
What's your name, Betty?
Samara.
Okay, very. Are you going to read for us now?
Yes.
Very nice. You can't allow your little sister to read and you not read. Okay, go to number 5.
The 4 ocean-like approaches to other human beings.
I love this one. Read it again, Samira.
The 4 ocean-like approaches to other human beings.
What are they? Number 1.
These are friendliness towards those who are happy.
Forget the Sanskrit.
Compassion for those who are unhappy.
Go back again, number 1.
Friendliness towards those who are happy.
When you see people happy from having bought their new car, don't burn inside. Because your car is a little older. When you see your neighbor, I focus on this in Guyana, because this is a problem in Guyana. We have a car, and we were nice to those people over there. And they worked hard and they planted their rice and they did this and they did. And they went and bought a new car. The day the car landed, I stopped talking to them. Read number 1 again, Sumera.
Friendliness towards those who
They're happy. They are happy. Oh, let your happiness increase their happiness. Number 2, Sumera.
compassion for those who are unhappy.
When people are unhappy, look at me, everybody. Please don't walk about. Look at me, and when they're unhappy, you know, look at me. His daughter developed a pregnancy out of wedlock. It's not true, I'm using him as an example. And I heard, and you know what I said? Good for him. Let him try. He's unhappy, and I add to his unhappiness. Good for him. Let him stumble and fall. I wish he could go in the room and get knocked down. Read number 1 again.
Friendliness towards those who are unhappy.
Number 2.
Compassion for those who are unhappy.
Number 3.
Delight in those who are virtuous.
Look at me. Your sister comes to Mandir, and I love the way I delight in her approach to Mandir and to Vedas and to Hawan. I delight. Read number 3 again.
Delight in those who are virtuous.
And finally,
neutrality towards those who are wicked.
don't hate them, but don't join them either. Don't hate people who are sinful. And we don't like to use that word, but don't join them either. Read the 4 again, Sumera.
Neutrality towards those who are wicked.
No, from the first one, number 1, friendliness.
Friendliness towards those who are unhappy. Compassion for those who are unhappy.
Number 3.
Delight in those who are virtuous.
And number 4.
Neutrality towards those who are wicked.
Now continue. Each of these.
Each of these is not independent for each other.
Of each other.
Of each other. They complement and follow in
flow. Begin again. That's all right. Begin.
Each of these is not independent of each other. They complement and flow within each other.
Into each other.
Sorry. They come together to create an overall attitude to others. Follow human beings.
No, focus, Samir. Focus. Don't get nervous, Betty. Don't worry. Okay, begin again. They come together.
They come together to create an overall attitude to others, fellow human beings.
Continue.
When practiced, they bring calmness and placidity to other minds.
Read your last statement, everybody.
When practiced, they bring.
Hold on, everybody read from you,
When practiced, they bring calmness and placidity to others.
How many people want to be calm and placid in life? Let me see your hands go up. How many people really want to be calm and placid in life? Well, then you have 4 approaches to human beings that you can practice. All right? Very, very good. I need 2 more volunteer readers. I don't want anybody to feel left out, but I can't read all the time. And Arya should give me a little bit of this tasty coconut water. Let me take a sip and get ready. Miss Green, what's your name? Priyanka. That's the way you dress to come to this mandir. Where are your parents? Oh, the president. But I don't hear the Queen's accent in you. Were you born here or there?
I was born in India.
In India?
Yes.
Where in India?
In New Delhi.
I have to talk to you. And what did you say your name is?
Priyanka.
Priyanka, read for me. Number 6.
The 4 ocean-like internal organs.
What are they?
These are mind, intellect, ego, and memory.
One more time.
These are mind, intellect, ego, and memory bank.
What do they do?
Mind explore, intellect concludes, ego likes or dislikes, and memory bank records. They flow in ocean-like manner into each other and interconnect with their operations.
Let me show you how this works. Watch me if you can. I can't stand because I'm being recorded. Watch me if you can. Watch. I live in one of the villages of India. And I'm seeing this for the first time. And I'm looking at it. What is this? Is it guava, mango, or a device? My mind is working. What is this? As long as I'm exploring, my mind is working. The minute I conclude, this is an internet device, I conclude. Then, I either want it or I don't want it. If I want it, it falls into the tank of my mind. It falls into the tank of my memory bank, sorry. And when it falls, it's recorded as an experience. If I don't like it, it goes away. What does mind do, Priyanka?
Mind explores.
What does intellect do?
It concludes.
What does ego do?
It likes or dislikes.
Or wants or doesn't want. And what does memory bank do?
It records.
It records. Everybody kindly say mind.
Mind.
Let me hear you say mind.
Mind.
Intellect.
Intellect.
Ego.
Ego.
And memory bank. Read the last statement, Priya. They flow.
They flow in ocean-like manner into each other, interconnect in their operation.
Very good. Very good, Priya. Now I want the final reader, number 7. Sorry? Did you call her name? Did I hear Shivani? Who's Shivani? Avani. Who's Avani? Oh, Avani, you want to read for us? Which is the last set of oceans we're talking about?
The 4 ocean-like periods of life.
I can't hear you. Loud and clear?
The 4 ocean-like periods of life.
What are they, Avani?
They are childhood, teenage, mid-age, and old age.
One more time?
Childhood, teenage, mid-age, and old age.
Uh-huh. And what about them? In wave-like manner?
In wave-like manner, one leads into the other to create higher and higher levels of physical and intellectual development.
Read that statement again.
In wave-like manners, in wave-like manner, one leads into the other to create higher and higher levels of physical and intellectual development.
Watch me, everybody. Childhood into teenage. Whatever I gathered in my childhood, it walks with me into teenage. Whatever I gather in my teenage years, whatever I gather in my teenage years, learning computers, creating a document, editing, inserting, deleting, it goes with me to my mid-age. And whatever I collected all in mid-age goes with me to old age. In my old age, I wouldn't know how to operate WhatsApp if I didn't learn that in an earlier period of my life. Read for me the 4 ages again, Avani.
In a wave-like manner, one leads into the other to create higher, their childhood, teenage, mid-age, and old age.
Okay, continue now in wave-like.
In wave-like manner, one leads into the other to create higher and higher levels of physical and intellectual development.
So here's the sum total. Now we will do a summary. So, everybody say so.
So.
Say me and you say so. Read everybody, can? From all directions and bring us thousands and thousands of rich what? Let's go back to the mantra now. This one took a little while. Put your palms together, Veda is being chanted, look at the screen. I want all of you to say Raya. Say that?
Raya.
Lovely voice. I always feel New York is the best, but I think Fort Lauderdale matches are even better. And I'll make you give yourselves a big round of applause in a moment. Would you kindly say Raya?
Raya.
Let me hear you nicer. Raya.
Raya.
Raya samudrans chaturo. Say that.
Raya samudrans chaturo.
Asmabhyam soma vishwatah.
Asmabhyam soma vishwatah.
Apavasva sahasrinah.
Apavasva sahasrinah.
Apavasva sahasrinah. Apavasva this kind of chanting, and I'm going to ask him to chant this mantra for us. Take the mic, son. Very talented young man. He's a computer wizard, but does he know to operate WhatsApp? You know how to? You're not sure. Okay, read chant for us. Give us your best sweet voice.
Rayah samudras chatturo.
Good.
Asmabhyam soma vishwatah.
Very good.
Apavasva sahisrinah.
Sahas.
Apavasva sahasrinah.
Good.
Apavasva sahasrinah.
Apavasva sahasrinah. When a knife doesn't cut for a long time, what happens to the knife? It gets. I want you not to come live in America, but you came because you like all the devices. Arvind, would you like to chant? Only if you want to. Or you want to pass? Or you'll pass in this one. What about you, Amit? You pass? Amit. What about one of the nice daughters that comes to the mandirs? Anybody wants to chant for me? What about you, Suraya? You have a sweet voice. And by the way, thank you for teaching me. I used to say composite, but I learned from you today composite. And I will start saying composite. Can you chant this? Can you chant this mantra for us? Can you? Anybody else wants to chant? My brother Shruti Prakash, would you like to chant? Mal, would you like to chant? Take the mic. Give it to Chachi Mala. Sit.
Rayah samudrans chatturo asmabhyam soma vishwatah apavasva sahasrinah apavasva sahasrinah apavasva sahasrinah.
Very well done. Pauji, would you like to? Make an effort. I know you're new to this. Make an effort. It will please my heart. If not, Rose Pauji will take over the mic. Yes. This is our eldest sister-in-law. My brother, eldest brother being next to her, Rajendra Prakash. Go.
Rayah samudrans chatturo asmabhyam soma vishwatah apavasva sahasrinah.
Very good.
Apavasva sahasrinah apavasva sahasrinah.
Very nice. We'll take a 5-minute break. If anybody wants to use the facilities, and I do, when the break ends, I'll go use it. I'm giving a chance to others to use it before I do. I'm very happy to see my brother Guru Dayal Rajkumar and his family's brother and Dharmapatni are here. These are people I associated with way back in the 70s. Use the facilities and then come back on fast. Don't try not to eat. I know there's a lot of food there's a lot of food in Fort Lauderdale, but try not to eat.
Let's put it on the screen and we'll back in 5 minutes.
5 minutes break.
Yeah.
1 minute. Namaste, sir.
No. He's going to expand it to 20 points.
Sanila.
No, just go down. Hmm? Yeah, just go down.
Vaniraj.
Two copies, that's why I'm hiding it. Only two, one for everyone. They asked to bring it. Thank you very much. Good. By theology and Headmaster Purabandi.
These things you gotta be careful.
I'm stuck with the chair. What else? All right. I am so happy to see him. He and I go way, he and his pastor, we all go way, 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 way back. How are you? How is your nice son? Oh, mama. Big brother. All right, we are gathering again. We are gathering again. Let's come back. Let's assemble. All right, let's all assemble, please. Let us all assemble. Amit, come here. Oh, headmaster. Give him the ball. Tell him your name. Yes, his father Adesh. Adesh, come with headmaster Himraj, please. Not there, the other part. No, he visited. Bring the bag. Look for a how are we coming up with the books? Do we? No more. You want some more? All is finished. You want some more? Okay, Amit. Open. Come on, Priya and Asha. I'll give you a few more. I'll give you, I think, 12 more. Did you get the CDs?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'll give you, I think, 12 more. Take those. Those are his children. I see you, sir. Sitting there. Let's all assemble, please. Let us all assemble. I never stayed. Very nice. Take it off. Tell me how many. 1 minute. Tell me how many you have. Or give it to that Mataji over there. Bayan, collect 12 more books for me, please. I'll talk to you. We should assemble again, please. All right, let's gather again. Oh, bless class. Oh, Bhurvah Swaha. Chanting all of us. Tat Savitur Bhargo Devasya
Prachodaya.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Later on, I would love to ask for your assessment, whether this is making sense to you, whether it appeals to your inner self. In fact, I'll take a comment from now. Headmaster, can you give us a comment, what you and Bhaiti Hal, what we're doing so far, how it impacts you, and how are we reaching across, are we communicating? What's your 1-minute assessment so far? Right there.
I would say very excellent, Pandiji. And you're also getting at each level. So I'm certain that the children understand you very, very much. You know, because you're moving from one level of explanation to another level of explanation. And that really is good for the children and all of us for that matter.
Thank you, Headmaster.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Bhaiti Halji, what's your quick 1-minute assessment so far?
Can somebody give him the mic?
Bhaji, I'll ask you to.
It's like praising the king.
The king?
Yeah.
Are you the king?
You are. No, I am praising the king.
All right. Thanks, Bhaiti
You,
Halji.
as usual, you are very moving. You keep everybody involved and excited. Your very intonation, how you tone your voice, and you capture the audience and capture them in your thoughts processes and move them through in that wave-like fashion, rising and repeating.
In wave-like manner. Thank you. Dr. Prakash, Dr. Ishmati, what's your assessment so far?
Let me get the mic.
Okay.
For
Who
the
has mic?
recording, it needs a mic.
Yes. Amit, help us with the mic, sir. Yes.
I think what it does, it brings what was unreachable to all of us common people, to the common level, that we always think of Ved as, scriptures that we don't know to read, we don't know what it says, we can't explain it. But it brings to all of us at a place where I think the key word there was action, that we can use it to live our lives and to make something better of ourselves. And I think that's the grab, or what we can all take away today. That if there's something I can take away, is it order? What is it that I can take that I can now put into action? And I agree with Dr. Tihal and the other educators that it appeals to levels, all the way from generations all the way to the children. So at every level, somebody can take something and put it into action. And that's what education is about, to take what's in writing and apply it in day-to-day life. Thanks.
Thank you. Much later on, I'll ask my other brother, Shruti Bhushan Prakash, to say something. But before we move on, can any one of our children, we heard from adults, can any one of our children tell me, I don't want you to praise me or the workshop, just tell me, what does all of this, how is it impacting you, and what does it mean to and for you? Anybody, I'm not going to call your name, just anybody. In terms of the children, I'm asking the children. Yes, Samira? What is, hearing this for about an hour, hour and a half, how is this impacting you?
It shows you how the lectures and scriptures can lead you to a humble and gracious life. It shows you the right path and how you should continue to live your life.
But how is this activity? What was your assessment or what was your overview of it before today, and has that changed?
It was a bit of a blur to me. I didn't understand the whole concept of it or how it was used. And today I was able to see the scriptures and then also understand how they work in comparison with our life.
Give the child a big round of applause. All right, very good. Thank you, Samira. I wish I can call upon every child, but I don't want to lose the workshop, so let's go to, at the end, perhaps I may mention the other kids. Look at this one. Look at the imagery here. I'm encouraging those of us who do literature. Look at the imagery here. Can you read that heading for me, everybody? Fertilizing? Fertilizing. I want your voice. Fertilizing? I'm not hearing everybody together. Fertilizing? Fertilizing the mind, soul, spirit, soil, mind, physical rains, spiritual rains. And I may need to take you into the book for this one. Get it 939-2 ready from your book. Tell me what page it is. How much you said? 22 or 322? 322. Hold, put your finger there and look at the screen and let's chant. Parishkrinvanna anishkritam, Parishkrinvanna nishkritam, Janaya yatayan nishaha, Vrishtim divaha pari. Next word. Vrishtim divaha parisrava, Vrishtim divaha parisrava, Vrishtim divaha. Next word. Very, and basically, it means, read again everybody, O Soma. And who is Soma? The Lord who pours down fertilizing rain. Continue after. I'm not hearing everybody. After? To clear, plow, and prepare our mind soil. Descend from the higher realm, bringing for us a germination and fructification of our desires. Now I'm going to stop here. How many people know about rice? How many people know about planting rice? Let me see your hands going up. Now you know, Satish, you know these people from Quarantine, those people, look at how my hand goes. They don't know one single thing about planting rice. You know what they do? You know what they do? They take their paddy, they don't soak it like we Ifrit people. They don't soak the paddy. And then they take the paddy, they do nothing to the land. And they take the paddy and they do like that. Wait, listen to my Amos.
That's why we get the biggest rice business in foreign Blackbush Board. They're doing it right.
You don't do that by hand. We soak it. Without doing anything to the land. What you gotta do with the land? Plow the land, chip the land. Plow and chip wouldn't do it though. Before you plow, what you just got to do to the land? Irrigate the land, mean bring in water, soften the thing, then plow it. I know people are hearing me speaking Guyanese. Plow it, chip it, and then I saw they used to have. No. You just got to stand up on a plank, and the tractor, the bull will pull you on the plank and do something to the land. I don't know what you call that process, but you all don't know about right, so that's what you're looking at. I have it wrong, right? Okay, fine. All right, read for me, everybody. O Soma. No one your voice. O Soma. Lovely voice. Continue. Lord who. Plow and prepare our mind soil. Bringing for us a germination and fructification of our desires. Now tell me what page that is, please. 322. Let's go. You know, I forgot. This book was written a while ago. I now don't remember what I have here. 322. All right, let's go. 322. I want all of us to read. You know what? Surya, read for me, everybody. Read the first paragraph. Everyone needs. Loud and clear. First paragraph. Everyone needs.
Everyone needs food to eat for survival, and so would like for the earth to yield rich harvest of grain, like rice, wheat, barley, etc. And so we always hope for torrential rains to come fertilize our land. But if
if the land is filled with bushes and weeds, the rain will only cause such wildly grown rubbish to get taller and thicker. And this would not conform with our wish.
To our wish, continue.
To our wish. There must come a time when we understand that we first need to clear the land of all grass, weeds, and bushes, plow and irrigate that land, plant desired seeds, and then hope for rains to come fertilize the land. This will allow for the seeds to germinate and grow. Soon, these same plants will will grow to fullness and yield grains in abundance.
Okay, thank you very much, Betty. Earth soil, say that everybody.
Earth soil
is no different from mine soil. This is a powerful statement from the veil. Earth soil is no different from mine soil. Earth soil, Avani, read for me, Betty. Begin again. Earth soil is no different. Take the mic, take the mic. Take the mic. Read for me, earth soil. I asked you because you are also a good reader. Read for me, earth soil. Second paragraph.
Page. Earth soil is no different.
Your voice went down. Earth soil.
Earth soil is no different from mine soil. Earth soil needs rains to be fertilized so that it can grow healthy food in abundance for mankind. In the same way, we all look to the mind to give birth to rich crops of harmony.
Watch that.
And so,
Wait 1 minute. When you have disharmony in yourself, your mind saw something wrong with it. Read that statement again. In the same way, we all look to the mind.
In the same way, we all look to the mind to give birth to rich crops of harmony.
Continue.
And so I desire for rains of knowledge to fall in abundance and fertilize my mind soul, so I can reap rich harvests of harmony and thereby feed my soul.
You reap rice and you feed your family. But you reach harmony, you reap harmony and you feed your soul. Continue, Avani, but alas.
But alas.
Say it with good feeling, but alas.
But alas, my mind is so filled with the trash and garbage of negligence, sloth, sadness, indifference, ignorance, egotism, infatuation, vanity, false pride.
And false pride. I'll continue reading. This mantra is teaching that virtuous qualities can never grow in mind soil that is filled with vicious qualities. Vice has to be thoroughly cleared away. By Ramjatan, when you buy maiden land and it's filled with I don't know the name of the bushes now. We used to call it kachu long ago. So something that looks like arrow leaf. It's filled with trash. Do you plant your rice seeds there, or do you get rid of the garbage and grass?
You have to get rid of the garbage.
Watch me, everybody. Watch me if you can. Our mind right now is filled, and pardon me, it sounds rough, but it includes me too. Our mind is filled with garbage grass and garbage trash. And we need to uproot it and plow it and fertilize it. And fertilize it. I'm sorry, this is a call from England. We need to, pardon me people, I'm going to England on Tuesday, so they're calling. So if I don't take the call, they want to where I am. Do forgive me for having my phone open. Yes, our mind soil is filled with garbage, brothers and sisters, and we need to uproot all that garbage so we can plant good seeds of knowledge and virtue and very good things. So we are saying everybody, this mantra is teaching that virtuous qualities can never grow in mind soil that is filled with vicious qualities. Vice has to be thoroughly cleared away and the mind fully prepared before seeds of virtue can be sown. And so I have tried many times to use austerity, willpower, and soul force to uproot all these unwanted weeds and bushes. Say that everybody, weeds and bushes. You and I have lots of unwanted weeds and bushes. but I have so far failed. O Soma, O Lord of purity, before rains of knowledge come, can't you help me by sending strong, storm-like winds of intense spiritual practices to uproot the trash and garbage rooted in my mind's soil? I would like all of you to go back to page 322 at the bottom, going over to 323 at the top, and read the words in italics. Begin, everybody. This is related to you, brothers and sisters. Begin, O Soma. Continue. Raise your voice. Strong, storm-like winds of intense spiritual practices to uproot the trash and garbage rooted in my mind's soil. Headmaster, can you help me read? But you need to come a little bit here. I know your voice is very nice. Or Headmaster Tihal, can you, one of you help me read? Can the mic reach them there? We are reading from the first paragraph on page 323, the spiritual practices.
The spiritual practices I have engaged in to clean my mind soil are reading, studying, teaching, and understanding sacred writings, chanting verses and singing songs, and lending assistance to marginalized people.
Those are your spiritual practices you can engage in to clean your mind. Headmaster, can you read it again? Begin from reading. Reading, second line.
Reading, studying, teaching, and understanding sacred writings, chanting verses and singing songs, and lending assistance to marginalized people.
Continue.
This has calmed my inner self and cleared my mind soil of the weeds and vicious desires, inclinations, and habits. Glorification, prayer, and communion with God have irrigated my mind soil and made it moist.
Good, Headmaster. The other Headmaster, Headmaster Imraj, in addition. Let him continue. Continue, Headmaster Tial.
I succeed in sowing knowledge, truthfulness, restraint, purity, tolerance, compassion, friendliness, nonviolence, and other such desired deeds.
Very nice. And finally,
with all of this done, I am now ready to invoke God's graces with a deep spirit of surrender.
And when you go home today, brothers and sisters, I would like you to do this. Watch. Can you put your book in such a way that you can do this too and still read? Either you bend it with your knee or something, but put your book in such a way that you have your two hands clasped. Or if you can't clasp one hand. And read for me, everybody. This is very, very pertinent to your spiritual need. Can you begin by saying, "So, my Lord"? Say that. Continue. That you cause knowledge rains to stream down. And your divine rains descend from the higher realm onto my mind soil to allow for my desired seeds to germinate and grow into healthy plants of virtuous qualities. And we'll stop here on this matter. I beg of you, take this book. You have any more copies by him?
Yes, I do.
How many?
8.
8. I encourage you, if you don't have a copy, get a copy. Get a copy. The Gurukul wouldn't be rich with your $20. Get a copy. Go home, and when you're ready to sleep, put it next to your pillow on this side. And as soon as you wake up in the morning, wherever you have your bookmarker, open it and read one paragraph. One paragraph. And see the smile it will bring on your face. And see the tone it will set for your day's experience, your day's activity. You're the only one who will benefit, and you know what you want to do? Rather than sitting on the phone and gossiping about other people, you'll call your neighbor over. Or you print a page and take the page and give it to him or her, and you'll sit and you'll read that page. Let me just digress and tell you, they're the Mormon boys. I haven't seen girls, but I know they are. They came to my house once, and I made reference to this several times. Those boys came and they knocked at my door. They're 19 and 20. They're not older than that. They go to college, and as soon as they finish 1 year, they break their college and they spend 2 years of missionary activity, the Mormons. We can't get Hindus to do this. 2 years. And they go out and they have a bicycle, they have a helmet, and they have a knapsack. And they have their Bible. They came to my house. And I had these books. And I welcomed them because I see God in them. And when they offered me their Latter-day Saints Bible, I took it. And I said, sir, may I offer you mine? The Jehovah's Witnesses will tell me, no, that's a false doctrine. But these Mormons, I said, of course. They're from Utah. And I invited them in and I started reading the Veil with them in English. And they asked if they could take home. There were 2 of them, and I gave them 2 copies each. First I gave them 1. And they asked my other friend would also like to have 1, and I gave them 2. And then they learned to say namaste. And they say namaste very lovingly. They bowed and they said namaste. I had even had them on my Facebook page. And they went home and they asked, could we highlight on this veil? Do you need these books back? I said, no, they're yours. And they highlighted, and they would come once a week, not to discuss Bible, but to discuss faith. And I asked myself, God, if only East Indian Hindu parents can give birth to Arvind and Amit and Surya and Sumera and Avani, not 2 years, 1 month, 1 month. Take the same veil and say, Auntie, Chachi, Mosi, whatever you call them, come let us sit and read Ved. Come with me to Guyana. Hinduism is dying in Guyana. Ask Headmaster Himraj. Prominent Arya Samajis and Sanatanists are converting to Christianity, and they're coming with the Bible. And they call the Hindu Pandits cockroaches. You all know nothing. You know why? Because Arya Samaj has stopped missionary activity, and we just focus on the Hawan every Sunday, which is not a bad thing. But staying there is a bad thing. And we do not spread knowledge. One of the principles of Arya Samaj, President Rampat, I wish you can have the 10 principles laid out here on a board. That when it, I'm sorry, they're all very good. I apologize. One of the principles of the Arya Samaj says to promote knowledge and dispel ignorance is the primary objective behind this organization. Arya Samaj is not a religion, and your job is not there to knock its Sanatanis down. Sit down with them and in a loving way use the veiled mantras to win their hearts over to knowledge, not to anything, but to knowledge. The Gurukul in New York is filled with Sanatanists. They don't bring their murtis, they come for knowledge. They come for knowledge. Because they say Sanatanists have song and music, and Arya Samaj has knowledge. Now we have grappled with music, and we're doing well in music. But they say the Arya Samaj has knowledge. I'm asking when I go to Guyana, I'm already 64. I can't go to Guyana beyond another 10 years, and I don't know if my family will allow me to. Who is going to take over the Guyana segment of Prajar? Guyana, Trinidad, Suriname. I'm going to England and to Holland, and after that I'll go to South Africa and Mauritius because nobody comes forward. Question, is Fort Lauderdale Arya Samaj going to produce a missionary? Somebody who can go to India as Pandit Raj did for 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. I went for 8 years. My friends, Asit Masatihal, he was there when I went to India. I lost 8 years of salary as a young man, but I didn't care. This was important. Question. We're all getting old. Look, you see this Adesh here? He was a handsome young man in his days. Look what happened to him now. He's all gray. You see this one here? He was fine like this. Slim. Look what happened to pizza and all that. And you eat and you eat and you eat and you eat, and one day you get sick and you collapse and you fall. And before you die, you cry and you say, I did nothing, not for my soul and not for humanity at large. Would Suraya's mom and dad and Aja and Aji want her to go to India to spend a year? I can come this time and come another 2 years and come another 2 years and we're the same place if we do not make an effort to create missionaries. The Arya Samaj was strong as long as our parents took gas lamps and went to the remote villages and they would sing karo. My dad did it. Karo prachara duniya mein prabhu ka naam le lekar baja do ved ka danka prabhu ka naam le lekar. And they went and the Arya Samaj became a powerful force in Ghana. Why? Because there was missionary activity. Let's continue. Anybody agrees with me? Raise your hand. Do we need missionaries? Raise your hand.
Could I say something for me?
A little later. I'll open the door. Yes, but a little later. Let me make maximum use of the time that we can. What are we talking about? Two classes of people. One is a W class and one is an F class. What are we talking about?
Wise people.
And
foolish.
What do wise people do? And what do foolish people do? Okay, let's read it. Abhivena anushata yakshanti prachetasaha majjanti avichetasaha majjanti avichetasaha majjanti. Next word. Avichetasaha. What's the basic meaning of this mantra? Begin, everybody. Let me hear that voice. Those who, loud and clear. Yearn. What do they? What those who, the Y word yearn. Say yearn. Say yearn. They intensely desire. Yearn is when you intensely desire. Read again. Those who yearn. What do they do? And in singing praises, what do? They face their ideal. Next category. Those who are attentive and intelligent. They wish to sacrifice. And third category. Those who are strong word, but it's there. They can't get away from it. Those who are foolish, what happens to them ultimately? They sink. So let's find out now. What's the expanded meaning? Let me put it up. I need your voice, please, everybody. Mine is going now. Begin, everybody. There are those. God Soma, the cosmic purifier. And so what do? Focused on the designer. And there are those who are blessed with refined intelligence. What do? Cosmic sacrifice. We'll explain all of this in a moment. But alas, let me hear you say the word alas with feeling. But alas, say alas. Alas, those. Sorry, there are those. I'm sorry, I have a mistake here. There are, let me hear that again. But alas.
There are those who are not.
The cosmic purifier. Nor perform cosmic sacrifices. And so, say, they ultimately sink. Now there are three categories of people here. Tell me the page, everybody. 332. Okay. Look at the first category, page 332, towards the bottom. Number 1. Would all of you please say Vena people? Say Vena. Who are they? Those who yearn to realize the cosmic designer purifier. They sing praises of cosmic design with their minds focused on the design. Watch me when I came in here this Monday. Watch. I looked at that picture. Watch me if you can. I looked at that picture over there and I said, my goodness, what a near exact representation of Rishiganan. And I was looking for President Rampat. What do you think I wanted to ask him? Looking at the artwork, which I appreciate so much, what is the question you think I wanted to ask him? Somebody just said it. Who's the artist? Now who put it up? That comes later. Hey, where is he, by the way? My Rapat, come over here. I'm asking you now, who is the artist?
Anand Rampat is the artist.
This was donated. This was a donation.
I know it's a donation. Who is the artist? You don't know? Chacha Jairam is the artist? By Anil, who is the artist?
I got that electronically from Gujarat, from Dankara.
Electronically.
Yes, so I got it printed over there.
Give him a round of applause. In the same way, when I say, oh my God, you know you're right, because I thought this is quite exact. Watch me. When you see the sun rise every morning, when you see the sun rise every morning, and you think of the sun, and if you know some earth science or geography, whatever you call it, and you think of, watch me if you can, I close my eyes right now, you think of the sun really not moving. I believe the sun doesn't move. Some people believe the sun does move. But you see the earth coming into focus, and the earth is beginning to have sunlight. And behind the earth is night. And the earth facing the sun is day. Right now in India it is night because they're on the other side of the earth. And soon all of that will turn, and what was once day will now turn and become night. And what was once night now turns to become day. You said, oh my God. Malad, stand for a minute. And here is this sun. And these 9 planets, so now they say 8, one of which is the earth. It's spinning on its axis and it's going around. And when New York has heat, New Zealand has cold. New York, New Zealand. And when it comes this way, and it turns, then New Zealand gets heat, and New York has cold. And how is it that the earth doesn't fall down in space? I'm talking about cosmic design and art. And my first question is, who is the cosmic designer? Who is the cosmic artist? When we can get up in the morning and we can rise above this art and look at this art and genuinely appreciate the art and the artist, then we are truly praising God. We have risen above this level of praise. This is important. But how many years are we going to do this? 40 years? 45 years? 50 years? Aren't we going to lift and extricate ourselves to a higher level of understanding? And get up in the morning, go stand up in the 7 o'clock sun, get some vitamin D, and look at that art, and try to close your eyes and say, Ritancha Satyancha Vidhatta Pasodyajayata, and praise the cosmic design and the cosmic designer that presents itself. In one of the Ved, by the way, before we go to the Ved, there's an allegory in the book of etymology called Nirukt. And Yaskacharya, the etymologist who wrote the book of etymology, said that, and I love this, I say this many places, there's a mantra in which I'm sleeping, and and when there's no dream in me, the Ved says there's a direct conversation between you and your God. When there's no dream. When there's dream, there's a wall between you and your God. But when there's no dream, you and your God are talking. And then God says, Nano namasti no shwaha. Satish, Nuna means today and Shwaha means tomorrow. Satish, you didn't call my name today. And I don't believe you will call my name tomorrow. I focus on coconut water and coffee, on computer, on electronic device and glasses and arguing and cursing and driving and partying. And I never called once. During all of yesterday, I never once called God's name. I weeded the grass, which is important, but I never said, oh. And I went to sleep, and God sent me into the world to call his name and be motivated and climb the ladder to Mukti, and I didn't do that. And one more day went by, and every time the sun rises and the sun sets, out of 90 years of life, 100 years of life, one day became shortened. And God said, Nanu Namaste, not today. No, Shwaha, I don't believe tomorrow. Because Kastad Vedaya That Bhutam, who knows what hasn't yet taken place? So tomorrow hasn't come, and you didn't call my name today. I don't believe you're going to call my name tomorrow. And then Satish says, God, I made a mistake. This is the beauty, the high devotion and faith. Can you tell me one sign? The minute I get up, I will start thinking about you. One thing that will motivate me to think about you. And then God says, Yo asau atharave, Yo asau aditya purushaha. The being hidden in the rising sun. So I said, what do you mean, God, rising sun and being hidden? Hey, Satish, sun doesn't shine. The way these walls don't shine until you put on these lights, the sun is dead matter, it doesn't shine. I shine, God says, causing the sun to shine. So you see the being hidden in the rising sun? That being is, I'm that being. When you see the sun, don't say the sun shines. If you can honestly internalize this and say that God is shining. People come into this building and say, my God, the walls are so bright. The light is bright. Take off the lights nighttime, the walls are dark. If, Satish, you can say, look how God shines, then you're speaking the truth. That being I am. Om, come, Brahma. My name is Om. And I'm endless. My nature is endless like the endless sky. If you can come to that level of realization, then you have kinda stumbled upon me. And you'll smile throughout the entire day. But Satish Kara, but as soon as Satish Kara, he called his sister-in-law Mala, our sister-in-law Ishmati, and said, you have any coffee? And in running behind coffee, he forgot to call God's name again. If we can't come to this level of realization, then we'll continue singing Hey Jagat Pita Bhagavan. And all you'll see, the music went nice because you and I don't understand the meaning. The song, girl, how did my song sound? Hey, how did I play the harmonium? And that's all you will ask for 40, 50 years of your life, and you'll collapse one day, be taken to the hospital, and you'll leave the earth. And you leave without any heightened awareness of who God is. So read again, everybody there. Oh, sorry. Read again on page 332. Number 1. What all of you kindly say? Vena, people. Say Vena. Vena. I want your voice. Vena. Vena. Who are those people? Those who yearn to realize the cosmic designer beautified. And to do that, they sing praises of cosmic design with their minds focused on the designer. One thing more I tell you off the book. You know, when I go to Guyana, I have about sometimes 10, sometimes 9, sometimes 8. When they get up in the morning, they sit down and they chant Prata Ragnim, Prata Rindram, Havam, etc. And you know what they say at the end? Oh God, because you shine, the sun shines. Because the sun shines, the world shines. And because the world shines, we shine. We don't shine if the world doesn't shine. The world doesn't shine if the sun doesn't shine. And the sun doesn't shine if you don't shine. And you know where they say that? They come out in the veranda and they watch out. And they put their hand like this. And sometimes I look at them. I call them my babies. And they're very spiritual and they go, God, because you shine, the sun shines. Because the sun shines, the world shines. And because the world shines, we shine. Can you put your palms together, everybody? Say everybody, oh God, because you shine. The sun shines. Because the sun shines. The world shines. Voice, because the world shines. We shine. Oh God. Oh God. Thank you for another day that will see us shine. Let's continue reading. At 12 o'clock we'll pause because you know we love lunch. Continue everybody. Vena people. Say Vena. Vena people. I can hear Vena people are those who care and they long for God. They experience an inclination. They experience a liking. They experience a fondness. They experience an affection for Him. And so they yearn. They intensely desire to realize and meet with Him. Vena people focus on the intelligent design imaged in the cosmos. And they understand that the cosmos could not be a product of an undirected process, such as natural selection, that acts on random variations, and so on and so forth. Go now to this last 3 lines of number 1. When Vena people perceive purposeful interaction, they're amazed and they break out in beautiful lines of poetry with excessive praise. Number 1, would all of you say Vena people? Let's go to number 2. Say Prachetas people. Who are Prachetas people? They are those who are blessed with refined intelligence. They resolve on performing cosmic sacrifices. I'll read for you. Prachetas people are intelligent. Don't talk. Prachetas people are Prachetas people are intelligent and attentive to their immediate and distant surrounding. Let me stop. One day I was on my garage, where I live in New York, and I saw an old man. Watch me, everybody. I saw an old man, very old. And when he walks like this. And his house is over there, and my house is here. That's my neighbor over there. That's the road. And he's coming from over there. So I saw this man coming. And when he came up near, I said, "Sir, may I help you?" He said, "It's no big deal. I just came to perform my civic duty." But I was high on the garage. I said, "What civic duty?" He saw crushed Coke can that was lying on the sidewalk. And he picked it up and he took it because there was no garbage bin outside of my house. And he said, "Okay, don't worry. I'll throw it in my bin." And he walked up, and he threw it in his, and I said, right same time I was writing this, I said, "This man is a Prachetas man. This man may be a beef eater, I agree. This man may be a Christian, I agree. Or he may be an atheist, I agree. But this man is a Prachetas man." Let's find out who are Prachetas people. Let's continue again. Think in your mind while I read. Prachetas people are intelligent, they're attentive to their immediate and distant surroundings. They observe how God, in the form of subtle energy, He designs and maintains the cosmos. These Prachetas people choose to be agents of God. You following me? Yes. Following me, yes or no? Yes. They choose to be agents of God because they want to lend support to the whole process of purifying and revitalizing cosmic bodies. If you eat a banana, watch me, you peel the banana, you throw it there, you're not helping God to keep the universe clean. We are all agents of God. Whether we are black, we are white, we are Hispanic, we are Indian, we are Christian, we are Muslim, we are Jew, or we are what? If you throw a banana peel there, you're not helping the cosmic process. That's Prachetas people. Now let's go to the third one. Would you kindly say Avichetas? Who are Avichetas people? Those who are foolish. They neither recognize the cosmic purifier nor perform cosmic sacrifices. And so what happened? They ultimately what? And let's go a little further. Avichatus people are those who are not wise. They do not notice the forces that operate in and out of them. They do not discern the presence of a designer and a purifier. Consequently, they suffer from a lack of motivation. Their lives are dull. Sometimes you go to the supermarket and see people picking up baking powder, this, that, whatnot. Hello, how are you? Look at me. No smile, no sparkle in the eyes, no smile in the face, no positive body language. They are dull. Their lives are what? They ultimately sink in two things: misery and. So here's the question: what's your category? Are you Veda? Are you Prachitas? Or are you Avichatas? Soraya, what are you? Honesty. And say it loudly. Honesty, whatever your heart says. My heart says that I am Prachitas. Samira, what do you say?
I say that I'm Prachitas.
Prachitas. The daughter next to you, what do you say?
I would say I'm the same thing.
Prachitas. Priyanka, what do you say? Prachitas? Avani, what do you say? You don't need a mic. Good. How many people honestly feel, it's a very rough question, but I'll ask. How many people feel they're avichatas, they're dull, they don't smile, they suffer from emotional turbulence, and they will one day sink very soon? How many people feel they are in that category? Honestly, if you do, you can raise your hand, and if you don't, keep your hand down. You feel you're avichata, son?
Getting out there.
You're getting out, but you feel right now you're if that's how you feel, it's fine. I respect your feeling. That's what you feel? Okay, fine. That's fine. How many people feel they are in the second Prachetas quality? Raise your hand if you think you are. And if you're not Prachetas, then you got to be Vena. Now make up your mind. How many people, don't put your hand like this, you're not sure. And if you put your hand like this, like New York people, they eat a lot of dal and they raise their hand high. Or you keep your hand down. Okay, I see quite a number of Prachetas people. How many people honestly feel they're Vena? Yes, you do. I commend you for your courage, Pandit Raj. Anybody else feels he's Vena? But that's a decision you have to take. I'm only asking to get you, to motivate you to come make up a decision about yourself. And the other one, President Rampat may take us beyond 12 o'clock. And I know Fort Lauderdale people love to eat. So we will pause for lunch and we will come back at 1. Is 1 o'clock okay? Yeah, help me. 1 o'clock is okay? Yes. 1 o'clock. So let me put here, we are in a lunch break coming back at 1. But let's chant the mantra. We are on, give me a minute. We are on lunch break, which we love. We reassemble at 1. Come back at 1. Back at 1 p.m. Let's pray over the food, everybody. Oh, clasp palms, close eyes. Oh, Annapate, Annasya no Dehi, Annamivasya Prapradataram, Urjanno Dehi, Vipade Chatushpade, Om Shanti, Shanti. Just for your notice, we will go from 1 to 2. And if you permit me, I'll pack up and leave to go to the airport. Tomorrow is Mother's Day in the Gurukul, and they virtually read me the Riot Act. It's important that you come here for Mother's Day. So you know, I'm sold over to them, they're my bosses. So I will go to New York. President Rampat, if you are pleased, don't go away, Betty, hold a minute. If you are pleased with the contents of, so far, the contents of this workshop, I invite you to organize a 3-day yajna Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'm willing to come if you so desire. I'm not here to solicit. I'm here if you want a yajna, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I would like the hall to be filled for the message to reach out to as many people as possible, all your best musicians and whatnot. Okay, now in the remaining 5 minutes, anybody has a comment so far about what you heard? We will break at 12. Anybody has a comment so far about what you, yes, Bhai Amos.
The microphone.
1 minute, Bhai Amos.
Yeah, maybe less than a minute. I had more things, but just one.
Yes.
You were mentioning about the Arya Samaj and nowadays for the 40 something years I'm in the Arya Samaj movement. For the last few years, I'm hearing so much, nothing quoting from the feelers. All the pan. And please be with me. I'm not here to insult anybody. I apologize if I have to. You feel that way. Any man here, Arya Samaj Pandit within the last few years, every time they quote, they throw the feelers aside. Everything from the two other books, the Ramayana and the Krishna. You don't hear anything coming from the Vedas. I think that's the problem.
I got you. May I explain one reason why that may be so?
Yeah. This is where true knowledge comes from, as you just said.
Could you paraphrase? I don't think it.
Bhai Amos is saying that most Arya Samaj Pandits do not quote from, don't explain Ved, they explain other texts. And there's a reason. It's not they're not doing it deliberately. It's because there's no education along the path of the Ved. People don't know what's written there. And that's a problem all over the world. But Dave, you'll agree with me. People don't know what's written in the
There's a
Ved.
simple things you just.
But here this only come out now.
No, but this was here from million years.
I know, but the editions of Ved that come from India, and by Dave will tell you this, it's unreadable for a Westerner. Western people can't read in English translations written by India. That's a problem worldwide. Every place I go, they say we have the Vedas written in English. We don't understand. I wouldn't blame the pundits, but I would encourage them to make, now that we are here, now that we are where we are, they should acquire this book. Not because I wrote it, but because it's out, and they should study it.
I think that's the main reason Arya Samaj was falling. Many years ago, we had a lot more attendance. You go in Guyana, the same thing. You go in New York, the same thing. I think when I used to go in Durham, and there was much people.
Well, here, a lot of people came away. Look, all them the right here. All these are New York people. They come away. Look, you got all these people from here. But in Kapila, I forgot your name again. But Tara is New York. But because she saw that Fort Lauderdale is short of people, so she came. This Baji, aren't you the singer? Baji, are you the singer? A singer had gone to auditions, with my brother Raj, with that gentleman who sang. I think he's one of the Ramjits. No. With you. They're all New York people. Look, son. Sang up, son.
Fred Naipaul.
Fred Naipaul said, look, he's New York. But he came here because he wanted to help you all.
Don't forget Miami.
Miami, yes. So Bhaji is not that they want to be what they are, but it's a lack of education.
I mean, the pandits, they know Hindi.
I'm not sure that's totally true across the
All
world.
right, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Okay. Any other comment? Any other observation? We got 5 minutes more before lunch. By Diwan, your daddy was a great advocate of the Ved. What's your assessment today?
I keep it to myself.
You keep it to yourself. Okay, Bhai Gurudaya Rajkumar, what's your assessment today?
My brother has a lot.
Okay. Bahin Kewali Bhauji, what's your assessment today?
Well, it's very informative, and I can't expect that from you. I look up to you for how many years, and you have so much knowledge, and that's why I came here. I really appreciate this.
I thank you, Bhauji Kewali. These are all strong Samajis from Adelphi New Road, Kanji. Bhai Jago, what's your assessment for today? I'm trying to take up 4 more minutes.
I got one word.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay, good. Give him a round of applause. Amit, what's your assessment for today? Oh, praise me, talk about the knowledge. What's your assessment for today? Tell me later. Shruti Prakash, what's your assessment for today?
Ved is now available to us. I've seen these workshops over the last few years, about 10, and Ved is now in understandable English. As a young child, I also had Ved in my father's library. I did not understand it. We tried. Today, Ved is available to us, so thank you.
Thank you. Okay, very good. There's a family here, I'm referring to Bahin Vina and Bahin Sato. When I first came to this country on May 3rd, 1985, the first family before the Budhai family, this first family I met was the Laknath family. And their daughter Mataji, she was very kind to me. Her two daughters are here. Bahin Vina, stand please. And Sato, stand please. These are the two sisters. Rose Boji, you know this family from New York, don't you? Yes. You know them too, yes?
Okay.
I thank your mom, your dad, or more so your mom. And we thank them for what they joined Bhai Vishnu Bandhu in planting a seed to the where the seed has been dispersed all the way in Fort Lauderdale. And today, we thank them very, very much. My sister is also here by Talavati, Sister Sibyl. Her daddy from the Essequibo lived for Ved with Professor Bhaskaran. I thank Bhai Jairam, I saw him somewhere in the back. We thank them all very, very much. And the New Zealanders are watching, we thank you. From New Zealand, we thank you for watching. And other places, I will find out who they are in a moment. But all of you wonderful. Pandit Raj is here, Bhai Guru Dayal is here, Chacha Bleed is here, the Sukhan Manohar family is here, and all these wonderful people, all of you, my dear Narayan, all the way from that place, thank you all very much. We will, in 1 minute, we'll go off for lunch, and we come back for 1 o'clock on the dot. We go for 1 more hour, and then we say namaste to each other. And if you have a book that you didn't give a deduction of $20 for, give it to Bahin. Bahin, where are you?
I'm right here.
Tell me, yes. Tell me your name.
Sati.
Sati, anybody's missing who didn't pay yet?
Yes.
Okay, please give her your $20 because I have to account for this when I go back home. So Bahin Sati,
yes,
did you get 36 books?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so make sure you have $720.
$20.
Okay. And you have how many CDs? How many CDs you gave Mataji?
24.
Priya, how many CDs you gave Mataji? 28.
20.
By 5, 5 is 40, 5 2 $140, all right? I have to give it to them. Namaste everybody, enjoy your lunch. Please, Master, we will go from 1 to 2. You will go in the next session 1 to 2, so you and other headmaster will stay with us. We did that already. And Amit, don't eat too much. I know you love to eat. Amit, I said don't eat too much. Arya? Yes. Oh, where is Arya? Ma, this is the sister I was telling you about. We did. I know where your roots are. Both schools. Visit there. I see it Thank you, with other philosophies. And in what ways is he different? That's a big, that's a crux of the question will be answered. Because we are both involved in transition. The both of them.
No, I know him personally.
I got him in India. I really come over here and do my I met him, so I was happy to have him. So I got two copies of Santa Diana, one I have volume one. Yeah, when I broke in volume one. This is volume two. How can I two copies as well? I would like to get the same one. Okay. I mean, I'm here to get. I understand that. I heard it. They didn't come to my house. Okay. Correct? Dahil sa ating may way to look at Korea. Volume one. Yes, let's get. Thank you.
And he was before
You know, Headmaster Tiago.
There's a big birthday party happening or something. What did they tell
Oh my God.
I'm older than him. He older.
Da, you know the sister?
But you know, she, but now I tell you one thing, and we have to make one big correction. Sister.
This one?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. Yes, do not forget. Samaj, I need you sometime. Our two sisters had one of their homes, not open their homes.
Yeah. No, not very well.
So we have to get them.
Yes, well, now I want you to do there.
I'm gonna get
In New York, in 1985. In 1985, the 8 went down, rice was a very hard.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Well, first thing to sure, Mary, don't hit girls.
Say what I do?
Are you the teacher?
See, Donald doesn't know what people. We got to go with a million. Yeah. We had them on the other side of the bed, but they were renting us the other side and doing it in Victoria. And we actually got because he used to be very to forget.
Your mother was not an ordinary person.
Right, yes, yes.
Many people are not all PhDs.
That's my father. And you see when we came there, everybody stopped drinking. All the kids and everybody stopped behaving bad. Everybody was so, everybody was so